Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm sitting here waiting for a tropical storm to roll in. That Hurricane Sally has tracked just the slightest bit to the east, and we're out on the fringes. I don't expect us to get anything too serious, but they're predicting a ton of rain over the next couple of days. Like I'm talking about a lot of rain. Our downtown's probably going to flood. So anyhow, today I want to talk about what should you eat on a raw food diet. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go down there and hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. I decided to do this video today because I get lots of questions all the time. And it occurs to me, that, like I say, every time I do a video, that's to a brand new audience because, there's a lot of people that are always watching your video for the first time. So I realize like some of the questions, and I can always tell when the questions come from somebody that's probably not watched a lot of my content or hasn't been around me for that long. Because I always get contacted with very specifics, like, basically they're not saying it, but it's like, can you put me on a program? Can you tell me exactly what to eat, how much to eat, blah, blah, blah. And that ain't my thing. I don't make programs or plans, and I don't tell you how much you need to eat. I don't tell you what exactly you need to eat because I'm assuming this, this is the internet. Everybody that could potentially be watching this, there's just an infinite amount of different circumstances, an infinite amount of different environments, and just everything else. So instead, I prefer to give guidelines. I try to give broader guidelines that I think, just my opinion, that's good advice, but that can be applied in a number of different ways in different settings by different people with different circumstances, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just never going to be for me, and that's just not my lane to sit there and say, yeah, you need to eat this much of this, or okay, how much, what's your size, whatever, this is how many calories you're going to eat. Once again, you've got to put a little bit of work in yourself, and I think you will come out better when you take some guidelines, when you take sort of a framework, and then you start filling in the blanks and you're interactive with that and you're participating in it rather than just taking somebody's program like, okay, here you go, here's a 30-day program, eat exactly this. Because they've existed for years. Go to anytime, there's not that many of them left, go online and search diet books. Look at how many health books, diet books, starting over books, blah, 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 programs, plans, and whatever are out there. It's infinite. And yet people are still, well, doesn't work. That one doesn't work for me. Everybody's looking for the next great one. So that's not my thing. What I recommend is, like I say, I recommend these generalities. I recommend, and this is something that I'm going to start working on myself a little bit more. Like I say, I'm always honing. I'm always trying to get a little bit better. I'm always trying to improve. And I can get a little too much. Okay, I eat this, and this. My first tip, and something I'm going to try to do, is I recommend variety, a wide variety. Eat as many different fruits and vegetables as possible because they all come with a different profile of nutrients, micronutrients, and different things that they bring to the table. I'm very, and I was just thinking about that this morning, I'm very heavy on bananas. Especially since I came back to the States, let's say my variety was up here when I was living in Costa Rica all those years. Since I've been back to the States, my variety has been down here in the basement. Heavy on bananas. I had watermelon juice all summer. I got some mangoes. The mango situation wasn't great. Last winter, the orange situation wasn't great, so I didn't make my orange juice every day. But then I'm reading this morning and I'm like, well, dude, you don't need to make orange juice every day. If there's not enough to get orange juice, just eat an orange. Yeah, oranges are something I'm going to have one way or another this winter because they were around last winter. They just weren't the price. Like I can be a little bit spoiled sometimes. I like what I like. I enjoy having my glasses of orange juice every morning, but just one orange. I think one orange or two oranges, I can't remember the exact profile, but like a couple of oranges, one orange, gives you that vitamin C for the day. Oranges. I tell you what I am going to do. I know I can always get bananas. I know I can get oranges during the winter, and I know I can get kiwis. So I'm going to definitely keep oranges and kiwis around a lot because, for instance, there I'm getting, my vitamin C, and and oranges and kiwis are both good sources of calcium. So anyhow, I'm not going to get into breaking down every fruit and vegetable, but you see what I'm saying, because you might be somewhere where you don't get the same fruit as me. One thing I get a lot too, which just says, okay, that's why you just have to take the guidelines and run with them instead of eating exactly like me. When people tell me they don't like bananas, that's the bulk of my calories. So I'll definitely have my bananas, I'll have my kiwis, and I will have my oranges. And I'm going to keep a good rotation of those going throughout the summer. Throughout the winter, and then any other fruits I can get. But just try in general, if you're in a place where you get a lot of variety, especially if you're in the tropics, eat as many as possible. When I was living in Costa Rica, the variety was, like I say, was insane. Like every week when I did my weekly main shopping trip, consisted of papaya, mango, pineapple, bananas, mamey sapote, and passion fruit. There were so many fruit I'm getting overwhelmed. Sugarcane juice, orange juice. So I had tons of variety. Don't have it here. I could sit around and piss and moan, or I can adapt and do the best I can. So that's what I'm going to try to do this summer. I'm going to branch out and not just eat bananas all the time. So get a wide variety of the fruits and vegetables. Because the more variety you're eating, when you eat the amount of foods you need to eat and you eat a wide variety of it, you're giving yourself the best chance of getting the various nutrients that you need. So get that fruit. The leafy greens. I'm going to say the leafy greens on this raw lifestyle. I totally recommend the leafy greens. Rotate them, mix them up if you can. With the oxalates and spinach, I don't tend to use the spinach as much as I used to, but I still like some steamed spinach every once in a while. But I generally use kale, but use whatever you get. Kale's bok choys, arugula, something else that I had more variety of in Costa Rica, just all different types of greens. So use those leafy greens. Eat those greens in your area. They're very important on this raw food diet. A lot of people don't put any value in it. They're just a fruit, but you need those leafy greens. Sprouted legumes. You guys have heard me talking about those lately. I believe legumes are something that we need in our diet. And if you want to, I'm not going to judge anybody if they cook their legumes. I eat cooked legumes from time to time, but I do prefer the sprouted legumes, and I'm keeping sprouted legumes around all the time. Listen, as far as people keep asking me for a video on sprouts, like sprouted lentils. It would seriously be the shortest video ever. There's just not that much to show in a video. I Google it. I've Googled it up until I had done it like 5 or 6 times. I had to Google it every time to remember. You basically put it in a ball jar, a mason jar. You soak it overnight. You put one of those sprouting lids on top, or something just something less porous, like cheesecloth or something on top. You soak them overnight, and then you drain them the next day. You rinse them, you drain them, and then you just do that twice a day. That's it. But I'm definitely recommend including sprouts, and most specifically sprouted legumes in your diet. Fruit, vegetables, leafy greens, sprouted legumes. That all makes for good nutrition and variety. Raw nuts and seeds. Raw nuts and seeds, I don't eat them. I don't utilize them as much as some people, and I don't use them just willy-nilly just to snack on because I like them. I use nuts and seeds, but I'm not against that. I don't have a big taste for nuts and seeds, but there's lots of nutrition you can get in the nuts and seeds too, and specifically, like I like to have, and I had some today, I like to have Brazil nuts are a great source of selenium, and pumpkin seeds. Got to get some more pumpkin seeds when I go to Pensacola the next time. Pumpkin seeds are another one that are a great source of calcium, as well as potassium and magnesium, but also zinc. Zinc is one of those very important things that you need in your diet as well. One of during this pandemic, I've really been trying to focus on keeping my vitamin D up, my vitamin C up, my zinc up, and there's one other I'm spacing on right now, but I would definitely say use those wisely though. Use your nuts and seeds. Just don't just sit and gobble. If you like nuts, good, but use them to get the nutrition you need. Don't just sit around and gobble a bag of nuts just because, oh, I like nuts, oh, I can't stay away from the nuts. Use them for what you can get out of them. The calcium in almonds, but look into the nuts. And also a lot of times with the nuts, it's good to soak your nuts and seeds. But other than that, that's about it. Like, I hope you aren't disappointed that you were going to get a specific list of eat this, eat that, eat these. But if you will eat a variety of food, wide variety of food, you'll eat enough food. You'll get what you need. You'll get what you need. I supplement a little bit, just to make sure, because the food we're eating these days isn't as vibrant. It's not as full of minerals. But in the end, we're doing the best we can. I'm not one of those that's into getting into this next level and talking about how none of the food has any nutrients and this and that and the other. It's depressing. We do the best we can. Are we getting the best out there? No. Sometimes we're getting food we don't absorb. Sometimes we're getting stuff that's less than par. But it's a hell of a lot better than most of us used to eat. That's all that I keep going through my head, thinking it's better than I used to eat. We do the best we can, we learn, and we go forward. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you later this week if the storm don't blow me away. Peace.